Alright guys, the final cards just got announced over here for the monsters. So, like the article says, the remaining monsters, the final ones, and this is for Infinite Forbidden, which is actually turning out to be quite a good set so far. So let's go check out the final cards. Let's see if these are going to make the set even better. So starting right off, we've got Broomy. So it is going to be a level 2 light spellcaster effect monster, and it's also a tuner. 700, 700, and it says that you can only use this card's name effect once per turn. It cannot be used as synchro material except for the synchro summon of a level 8 or lower monster. It says you can reveal this card and one other monster in your hand. You cannot special summon from the extra deck nor declare attacks with monsters for the rest of the turn except for synchro monsters. Special summon one of the revealed monsters, and if you do, banish the other. Wow, that's a really interesting effect over here. This card gets banished? That's a very... Well, it's revealing this card and another monster in your hand, and then you get to special summon one of the revealed monsters. So you either special summon this or the other card. Now, what's actually interesting with this effect over here is some monsters just get an effect when they are banished, they do whatever, right? So this could actually be used in a lot of different ways. I like the creative side of Yu-Gi-Oh more than anything, and this is a really, really cool effect. Yeah, you either get this card out and banish something else and get that card's effect, or you could banish this card and potentially get some other card you can run because it's a light. Was it Hope of Redemption or something like that? And then you can just get this card right back, and then you could just use other things to get some sort of bonuses. But I like the card. Definitely has some sort of weird potential. I think it's actually not even really utilized for the synchro effect. Just being able to just banish a card in your hand, or special summoning a card from the hand can actually activate another bonus effect as well. So yeah, this card, pretty dang cool. Next up, we have Mory over here, which is a level 1, looks like it's a Earth Wing Beast tuner. So it's a 0/0, it says up to thrice per turn. If your opponent normal or special summons a monster, you can target one of them, toss a coin, and if it's a hedge, change that monster to face up attack person. If it's tails, change it to face down defense person. Wow, this is insanely good. I mean, that's a 50-50, like, triple potential ways to just act as a disruption, because if it's face down, like, it usually won't be able to be useful for the opponent, right? And then the second part is once per turn, if a monster is flipped face up or a face up monster is changed to face down defense person while this monster is on the field, even during the damage step, you can target one of them, change it to face up attack person or face down defense person. Wow. Okay, so you can even make it stronger by making it so if you're playing a flip effect deck. I like this card. The fact that this is a 3 times per turn. Now, if you added second coin toss, right? I mean, the chances are going to be even higher. I don't know if second coin chance you can activate it during yours and your opponent's turn. Let me double check on that, because this could actually be pretty cool. When a coin toss is performed, you can... Okay, so this is continuous. So yeah, you can only use the effect of it once. Oh, this effect is only once per turn though. So I don't know how viable that would be. So probably not. I mean, if you happen to have, does it say its name once per turn? Okay, so like if you have 2 of these out, right? Because you can go 1 for 1. There's probably a lot of other cards that you can bring it out because it's a 0/0. I'm just thinking if you could just get 2 of these out, like turn 1, right? And if each one of them has like flip 3 times, like that's actually like strangely enough. That actually might be kind of cool, especially for a deck that can special summon a 0 attack, whatever, and its effects are negated until the end phase, and then your opponent's turn goes. I mean, yeah, it's still, at the end of the day, it is a 50-50, but I still think that it has some potential. Would you guys run this card? I think it'd be fun just to go for. I mean, yeah, again, it is random, though. Next up, though, we have Malipard, which is a level 2 light beast effect monster with a 100/100. So if this is the only card in your hand, you could just special summon it. So it's like, what is it, Elemental Bubble Man? If this card is special summoned by its first effect, its attack becomes 2500 until the end of your opponent's turn. The third effect is, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you may battle, you take any battle damage they would have taken from instead. And then if you take damage from battle involving this card, change its attack to 0, then you have 2000 life points or less, its attack becomes 5000. Well, it doesn't say its original attack, it just like changes it to 5,000. Maybe you could do, I don't know, Mega Morph and make it 10,000. It's really hard, though, to make this card viable. It's weird, like, all these cards so far are kind of like gimmicky, weird sort of ways to kind of play, but I like them. Not so much this card, like this card, off the top of my head, I mean, like, if you special summon, it could draw, like, multiple cards, then sure, maybe you could be, like, crazy comeback. But this part, like, both of these, like, special summoning this, and it's, like, 100, yeah, it could be 2500. Only if it's special summoned by its first effect. And it has to be involving this card, and this effect does stay forever. So then you just attack, and then you take the damage. There might be another way for you to like, what I'm thinking is, like, okay, you could do Heart of Clearwater or something. What is it, Mist Body, right? Where it can't be destroyed battle. You can equip, like, the Twin Sword Tri-Still can attack multiple times, so then you can activate its effect multiple times, but its effect always just becomes 5,000, not it gains 5,000 attack. Then you could look at some sort of ways to OTK with this card that would be more obscure, but then again, if it can attack twice and it has 5,000 attack, right? And I think let me actually go to the actual cards so you guys can see the combo. Like, most of these are pretty gimmicky. Is it Twin Swords? These are, like, really old cards. Okay, so you send one card, it loses 500 attack, so you can actually make it have 0 attack, but then its effect would become 25 if you do that part of the effect. But it could still be destroyed by battle, so I'd have to equip this, equip Mist Body, or some other card where it's like monsters you control. Is it Clock Tower Prison? And then it has to, like, last. I just think it's like you're getting into, like, this so gimmicky that, like, it's only going to be uploaded one time for a YouTube clip, and then it's just a joke. I don't think it's very viable at all, but true, if you make it 5,000 attack and you can attack 2 different times or something like that, or I don't know, there's one card where you get to attack directly. But again, I just think it's too gimmicky, not really worth it. Unless there's other crazy combos, you guys let me know. How could you make this card good? Because I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. And in 2024, trying to make some gimmicky way where, like, this is the only card in your hand, then you special summon, and then you have to go to the battle phase, and then it has to activate its effect, and you gotta attack multiple times or something, because it only gains it after you take battle damage from battles with this card. And the fact that it cannot, like, it can still be destroyed by that battle, yeah, it's rough. It's real rough. Anyways, Trap Gather. So this is an equip spell card that says you can only use the cards in second and third effects once per turn each. So the equipped monster gains 400 attack for each trap in your graveyard. After damage calculation, when the equipped monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle or inflicts battle damage to them, you can send this card to the graveyard to set one trap from your graveyard. The third effect is if a face-up trap or traps you control would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish a card you control instead. Okay, so that could be actually, like, okay to potentially protect some of your, like, traps. I know that there is more trap monster support coming out, and so maybe this is their, like, kind of, oh, okay, well, you can kind of protect your trap monsters. And then on top of that, it gains a small amount of boost, and if it's a trap monster, you can boost it up even further. Next up, though, we have Interdimensional Matter Translocator, which is another continuous spell card, and it says that you can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is you get to target one monster on the field, banish it, then return it to the field. Okay, so this would be good against Succeed, because then all the material would fall off, right? And then the second part is if your opponent activates a card or effect, you can target one face-up monster whose effects are negated, banish it, then return it to the field. Huh. Well, this could be actually pretty interesting, because, like, if you summon a monster and then your opponent, like, Veilers or does anything to negate the effect, but it requires your opponent to actually activate an effect, and it would have to then resolve, because, well, it is continuous, though. But anyways, you can target one face-up monster whose effects are negated, banish it, then return to the field. Before resolving an opponent's card effect that targets this face-up card, banish this card until the end phase of the next turn. So realistically, they might not be able to get rid of this card very easy. I think that there's so many really cool, interesting cards as, like, their final reveal here, which I'm very excited about. Let me know what you guys think of any of these cards. Are you guys excited and willing to make a deck around any of these? At the end of the day, the last few set of cards were very, very gimmicky. Like, the final cards are all really weird, and maybe you can build a deck around it. I mean, could you imagine? I'm assuming you can get, if you get, you know, 3 of these Mory out, and then each one of them has 3 different effects. I mean, that basically is a 50-50 still on each one. But if you get it like 9 times, like, that actually has a huge potential to basically book a moon everything. So I think it can be pretty good. And that's, like, during either place from. What if they try to special summon during your turn, and then they like, a lot of decks will bring something out when it's destroyed by battle or it goes away, and they just book it, right? I think that's got potential. Although, let's be realistic, more likely that card will just negate and destroy this card anyways, but I like the idea. These cards are kind of cool. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see gameplay of them, we'll maybe make some decks around it. Subscribe to the bell so you don't miss out on these crazy gimmicky cards, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.